I might not have time to fix anything prior. Yeah, because they are getting ready to start this right now. So we're gonna fix the rest of the shit when we're in between races. But for right now, I'm gonna call this race. Our first race is gonna be Papu's Pyramid, apparently. I'll try to grab the draft afterwards, but in the meantime, we're gonna worry about Papu's Pyramid, which I do believe would have been Team UK's choice. So that is also kind of interesting. Gonna be like frantically like doing data entry bullshit between these races. Alright, so Betty's stream is extremely far ahead. Okay, they're relatively synced up. Alright, so we see, I believe, there's Pizza out in front right now with the Geary skin. Meanwhile, never mind, that's Jordy out in front, actually. So we got a currently top 3, I believe. No, not a top 4, but we see Fede is in 3rd, actually. Okay, so we see a top 2 right now, plus Fede in 3rd, and then for 5 right now for Team UK as Jack gets taken down into 6th, and he's getting comboed all the way down into 8th. So we also see Fede is moving up in the ranks now, all the way up into 2nd place, with Pizza with a nice little lead all the way up there in 1st, and then a huge gap between Fede and 3rd place. You can see the Pinstripe and Amy are trying their best to catch up, but at the moment we have a 2, 3, 4, 7 for Team Argentina, which is looking a little bit nicer for them. But Pizza is probably far and away at this point, unless he makes a very big mistake. I mean, Fede is doing his best to keep up. He has a juiced bomb on the off chance that he does get close enough. That is something that could be kind of useful, but who knows for sure what's going to really happen, because we also do not see what Pizza has. Oh, and that very tight nitro on the boost pad, and Fede goes for the bomb, hits it on Pizza, takes over the 1st spot now. What will happen to Pizza here? Will the other Argentinian player catch up? You can see that on the map. They have gotten somewhat close to him, but I would go as far to say right now that there is a good chance for Fede to lock down this 1st place here. Meanwhile, let's take a look. We got Jack in 8th place at the moment, with Sparda also in 5th place. Kind of hard to figure out what's been going on between those guys. Very hectic track in the mini map with 4 POVs. Jack falling off at the start, going a little bit too tight. And we see Awesome is taking down Sparda, now taking over the 5th place spot. Currently, Bangang is the Amy. Okay, so we got that locked down. So 1, 3, and 5. And most likely 6 from Shy. Oh wait, nope. Sparda gets... Did Sparda get the overtake? Yes, Sparda did get the overtake. That was not lag. Okay, so we get a 1, 3, 5, 7 for Team Argentina. That is ever so slightly a win for them. So let's get those scores put in while I switch on over to the intermission screen. Again, and I am going to apologize that a lot of this shit is going to be super scuffed for right now. We will get things caught up, but for right now, we do be doing our best. I also haven't done scores in a really long time. Okay, we believe those points are not correct. I've got 2 4s there. Bang should not have 4 points, should have 6. Those points are correct, okay? Get that updated. There you go, here's our updated score, 6. So that is a strong start for Team Argentina. Now let's see if I can grab that that draft real quick. It should be in bot spam, hopefully. I can grab that, and I can. Fantastic, that was correct. That was a pick from the UK there. Our next track that we're going to be moving into is going to be Barren Ruins from Team Argentina. Let's grab that real quick. And there you go, our updated track list should be on screen. Yeah, quick fix that real quick, and there you go. Cool. All right, so that's fixed. Let's get back to the show. We're gonna get into Barren Ruins very shortly. They're in the loading screen. I'm gonna hit that jukebox and change this over to Barren Ruins. Okay, and here we go. So we also do see that the UK is hosting right now. We see Sparda is the host, going to get a nice backspam, but no, he actually goes for the slowdown tech, ends up getting an engine. So not the most useful thing in the world, but we also see Jack now out in the lead, gets taken down by, I believe, Shy is the one that took him down. Now he's down into 3rd place. We can see on Fede's screen, he is infinite reserves already. Moving up into 3rd place as his teammate Shy gets taken down. You see Bang and Shy, or not Bang and that's not even Fede. That's awesome. I'm dumb. Okay, anyway, so we see Bang is up in 2nd place. Pizza and Sparda are in 3rd and 4th. Sparda coming through with a mask. And Jack is also coming through the cavern with a mask. Another one in reserve. It looked like he was going to try to go wide for Awesome, but Awesome pulls a mask as well. And they're just going to run away from each other. Sparda ends up losing fire one way or another. I did not see that for sure. So he's falling down into 6th place behind his teammate. Jack dodges that red beaker, dodges the trapped crate there before the shortcut. And Awesome does another takedown, another turnaround takedown on Jack this time, I believe that was. And it looks like maybe that was Jack that took Awesome down in return there, I believe, since he had 3 bombs. And but Awesome gets a juiced up mask to retaliate with, and is right back on track basically in 7th place, not too far behind from where he just was. Meanwhile, we see Fede up here in 3rd place with his teammate Bang, who is in 2nd place, both of which are blue shielded, and we also see Shy up here in 1st place, which means if you look at the standings right now, we have a top 3 from Team Argentina. Very strong showing on their personal pick. We cannot quite see Shy. Shy seems to be unshielded at the moment, so he is still vulnerable. However, again, we have a shield on our 2 and 3 spots. Meanwhile, the closest one behind is going to be Jordy. Jordy's going to be doing his best to try to bridge the gap a little bit, but if you take a look at the mini map, the gap between Fede and Jordy is just massive. I'm not even sure. I mean, obviously a power item is not going to do anything either because they're shielded, so the chances of Jordy being able to really make a move on this top 3 is very low. So take a look over now at Awesome, ends up hitting a red beaker So he's going to be falling behind even further, but I think this is pretty much the best that UK is going to be able to do for this race in terms of damage controlling, because like I said, I don't think there's any possible way that they can come up and bridge this gap at all. We see... who is that? That's Bang? Bang was hanging out at the end there, I think, for a sec. I'm not really sure. That was kind of strange. All right, so very strong win for Argentina there. They got a 1, 2, 3, 8. All right, let's try to get these scores updated real quick. Now, since I'm doing this on my own, normally I would mute my mic during this so you guys don't have to hear my keyboard, but I'm going to try to talk while doing these things. So, again, that was a very strong showing for Argentina. They're going to be pulling ahead ever so slightly even more, and they are going to be going into another one of their picks, which is going to be Engine Labs. Engine Labs is relatively basic track, so I don't foresee anything huge in terms of gaps or huge runaways. However, with as well as Argentina seems to be playing at the moment, you never really know for sure. So they could take away even more points from Team UK at the start here, or could see a nice little balanced race actually, depending on what ends up happening. So hit that sort button. There we go. We currently have a 16-point lead for Argentina. Definitely not what you want to see for Team UK. Just now getting started off basically in this war. If I have time, do I have time? I don't think I have time. I was gonna see if I can edit this schedule real quick, but I'm not sure if I have time. The only thing that's really got to be edited is the score for, what do you call it? And then, I mean, technically the schedule for this match right now, but since it's already being played, it's not like I really need to say the time for it, because it's right now. But they are currently in the loading screen for race number 3, Engine Labs, as I said. So let's switch over the music as it's about to begin soon. Let's see what we get. Okay, alright, let's take a look here. Are we gonna get anybody going for wide Wumpas? And we do see Sparda goes wide for Wumpas, and I believe TheShy does it well. Bang seems to do some slowdown to pull a mask there, nice. And Pizza gets the early breakaway with, see Fede losing fire on the wall there, falling down from second into third place. Fede end up taking down Jordy with that green shield, but Jordy seems to just keep on going, as though that did not have any effect on him. And so in the meantime, we do see now actually does Bang out in first in yeah, I think that's Bang. That was the Amy. I've already forgotten. Yeah, it was. Bang out in first with Jack in second place. And Sparda up here in third place. Sparda does not have fire. He's going to let his teammate Pizza take the overtake as Sparda takes somebody down. But instead we see Fede moving up into third instead, with Awesome also moving up into fourth, right in front of Sparda. Awesome ends up pulling a fourth place mask, very big for him. To be able to pull away from Sparda ever so slightly on this nice long straightaway where it's going to make the most use on the track basically, and ends up clearing a red beaker with the mask as well. Slightly helpful for his team possibly. Meanwhile, if you look at the minimap again, we still see Bang out in front by a decent margin ahead of Jack. And Jack is just trying to backspam onto Fede back here. And nothing quite connecting yet, but Fede ends up losing fire on his own. He's going to actually get the slower fire here on this tube section. Not a big deal for him because Awesome is going to be the one catching up to him. And behind Awesome is Sparda. So I would go ahead to say that Fede is perfectly fine, perfectly safe here. Ends up hitting that nitro bit right before the cross section though, and actually does get taken down by Sparda. The squish from Sparda does not go down onto Fede either, unfortunately for Sparda. So now Fede gets the gets his 4th place back. And Sparda falls all the way down into 7th place, unfortunately. You still see Jack holding on to 2 bombs, trying to battle it out with Bang. Bang takes him down with a juiced bomb on the long straightaway, but Jack gets a long-range unjuiced bomb on down to Awesome. Very good job from Jack right there, holding back the Argentinian players, making sure he can secure the 2nd place. As we see Fede is now moving towards Jack with the fast blue fire. Jack with the blue shield, though, will be able to deter something from Fede, most likely. And we see somewhat of a battle now between Awesome and Sparda for 6th place. Actually, Sparda is right next to his teammate Pizza in 5th place. So the current moment, we do see a 2nd or 2, 4, 5, 6 for Team UK, which I don't think is a win. Actually, it could be. I'm not good with math. Don't make me do math. Sparda ends up getting taken down by Awesome here. Meanwhile, we do see that Fede is all the way down in 8th place with not much of a chance of catching up. He's got a mask, but it's just too little too late. Unless Sparda ends up getting taken down there, and he does not. So I'm not sure who wins this race. We're gonna have to just plug in the points and see. But this one was much more of a balanced race than I would have expected, and I also would not have expected to see as many positions changes from this track either, as Engine Labs usually kind of plays out kind of boringly, in my opinion. But let's get that switched over and I'll mess with the scores here and see what we can get. Okay, so that is actually a 3-point win for Team UK on that race right there. So that is slightly a comeback for them, making a dent in that deficit. A little bit helpful for them. But they still have their work cut out for them, even though they do now have 2 tracks that they picked coming up. Electron Avenue, definitely a strong track for Team UK with Jack and Jordy respectively. Liking the tracks a lot, so not super surprising to see that track come out for them. And I guess between races, I'm gonna try to edit this the schedule real quick. So let's update the scores for the Costa Rica versus Chile match. They do have a little bit of time here. It looks like they just went into loading the screen. And I'm too lazy to add the schedule to show Argentina versus what do you call it? So you know what? I'm just gonna be really lazy right now and just fucking backspace those out. We're gonna pretend that I never even put those on the sheet, and you're not gonna know. So this is some editing magic. Bam. Cool. Alright. I'm closing that. No. Where the hell is this? Look at that. Right on time. Hell yeah. Here we go. And we see Awesome going for the 360 right at the start. Any big takedowns here? That's the real question. We see Jack does get taken down on the jump at the end of the tunnel. And currently we do see Bang with the slight lead over his teammate Shy. And Awesome does a nice little cut there. Currently we do see a top 4 for Team Argentina. With the early breakaway, in the next place seems to be Pizza. He's not super far behind, but he does have a little gap between himself and Awesome. They do have their work cut out for them. We do not see any shields at the moment. We just see the 4 of them kind of in a tandem, or at least top 2. However, I mean, we do. Okay, never mind. So if you look at Fede's screen, he does have a green shield. He will most likely dip a little bit wide. He does not. Interesting. It's going to say he's going to dip a little bit wide on this one to grab Wumpas, but he doesn't. He ends up taking a little bit too tight there. Ends up picking up that TNT. Loses fire now on this section. It's very unfortunate because the boost pad on that little strip there is actually a lot slower. And if we look over at Awesome's screen, Awesome ends up doing some turnaround tech. I'm not sure if it was successful, as he is now in 8th place and falls off the track. Jack also falls. We see 3 people in rapid succession on our POVs getting picked up. Jack also once again needing to get picked up. I look away for 5 seconds to see that more people are getting picked up off the track. I don't know what's going on. But in the meantime, we do see Bang is still in front, followed by his teammate Shy. And the next closest one there is going to be Jordy, which if you actually can see on the minimap, Jordy is relatively close to Shy. About to actually make a pass on him, it looks like. All of our POVs are in the bottom 4 at the moment, so we're kind of seeing the back of the pack now, which is not entirely the most interesting part of the race to look at, but we are going to get nice vision on our power items. Speaking of which, Jack with the juice clock right now. The real question is, when is it going to be getting used? And then as soon as I say that is when he ends up using it. It's probably going to guess that Jordy did not have, or had a shield there, but it does not appear to have made a massive difference, I don't think, as first place there has not dropped down. However, we do see Pizza is now in 3rd place, which I'm not sure if that was the case before the clock or not. But now we see a 2-3, 2-3-6-7 for Team UK, which is not exactly the strongest positions, but it is better than getting bottom forward. So in the meantime, we do take a look over at Awesome. Awesome still in 8th place down here with his teammate Fede Diaz in 4th place. Fede is decently gapped by Pizza at the moment, with also a decently sized gap between himself and 5th place, which I do believe is the pinstripe Shy, who's like 6 or 7 seconds behind him right now. So we're only on lap 4, but it's the worst part about Electron Avenue is that it does feel like track is just takes forever. We've been on this for 4 minutes now. I don't really feel like there's been too many changes of places after maybe the 3rd lap or so. But lo and behold, here we are. Jordy, the gap between Jordy and 1st place has gotten significantly larger, so the chances of Jordy being able to catch up to 1st place is extremely low at this point. You see over on Awesome's screen a chance for some movement to go down, but it's no hits at the moment, as both he and Sparda both have masks running at the moment. I do believe Sparda started his mask afterwards. He's not going to go down for slowdown attack. Instead goes for a back bomb and does hit Awesome. Awesome ends up getting comboed by, I think that was his teammate, maybe? Or it was either his teammate or it was Jack. Now dropping down into 7th place. Wait, 7th on his screen, but he is definitely 8th place actually. We see a position glitch here. But on Awesome's screen, actually, yeah, okay, so cool. These should be the correct scores. Cool. All right, so let's get these scores put in. I hope you understand that as I'm putting in these scores, my my entire, every like fiber of my brain is like going at all cylinders, like trying to look at these and be like, yes, I see 2nd place is definitely 8 points. I know this. This is something I definitely know and understand at this point. If I fucked up Sparda's score, let me know, because I just realized the screenshot I took of the scores, he was 5th, and I do believe that's correct, but he also had a had no time showing on that screenshot. So I'm not sure if that's actually right. Either which way, we're now going to be moving into race number 5, our halfway point, with Prehistoric Playground, another pick from UK and Ireland. Also, should note that that Electron Avenue is another 3-point win for Great Britain and Ireland, chipping away at the lead, now down to 10-point difference instead, which is also fantastic for Team UK because they really need to minimize the damage here if they want to give themselves a chance to catch up. Just in a loading screen right now, but switch over the music real quick. Wherever the hell Prehistoric Playground is, here it is. And of course the question will be, after this race, are we going to get a host change? I don't know for sure. It looks like, honestly, the quality of the host has been relatively solid for everybody, so maybe not. So Sparda ended up going wide a little bit at the start there, try to get a good item roll, but ends up picking up a TNT and only gets triple missiles as well, which isn't exactly the most useful. See Jack also falling off, getting taken down on the little shortcut there, going to lose fire for that and drop all the way down into 8th place. Sparda gets the super engine, getting himself some infinite reserves. Meanwhile, we see Jordy out there in front. Will he get taken down by Awesome's bomb? No, not quite. It would have been a little bit of an interesting snipe. So we see Jordy out in front, followed by Awesome, followed by Bang, and then Sparda, who gets taken down. Also Awesome getting taken down by a green beaker on the spiral section, as Jordy now gets to run away a little bit. Nice for Jordy. Sparda getting bullied now down here in the 7th and 8th position. Dropping now, like I said, down into 8th as Fede gets to move forward into 7th place. Fede's going to hang out on the SDP. Probably not the smartest of choices, but it is what it is. Decides to use that super engine and not do the epic gamer tech, which reminds me, we haven't seen much epic gamer tech, but you know what else is epic and gamer and tech at the same time is that clock that we see Sparda hanging on to. Does not grab the Wumpas in the little pool section. So is he going to try to get this thing juiced before using it? That is the true question. And even if he does, though, we do know for a fact that Awesome is not really going to be affected here because he's got a blue shield on. Actually, I'm not really sure what happened to that first blue shield. Maybe he got hit by something, but I did not see it. But he rolls another one, so I guess he really just he's perma safe. But we do see Sparda ends up getting the 10 Wumpas now. Orb coming out, unjuiced orb it seems. Unfortunately for Jack, he does get tagged by it, but Sparda was able to dodge it, and so does obviously Awesome, since Awesome is blue shielded, but it doesn't even hit him anyways. And the clock comes out, and does it make an effect? That's the question. Yeah, it seems that it hit Jordy at a kind of inopportune time. Look at Awesome over here. This is like his 6th blue shield that he's rolled this entire race. And he's just gonna get a chance to run away, I suppose. And we also do see Pizza was able to move now up into the second place spot, moving ahead of Jordy ever so slightly. Will the two of them be able to work together to take down Awesome or not? Awesome holding onto this blue shield. No reason to really get rid of it, I suppose, unless he wants to further his lead a little bit. But we are only on lap 4 at the moment, and the chances of him wanting to just throw away that shield to back spam and take them down is kind of low for this point at the very least. He might do it throughout the entirety of like lap 5 though, because if you look at the standings now, we do have Jordy in 2nd, Pizza in 3rd, Sparda's in 4th, and Jack is in 5th place. So if these points are the way that they are, that is a winning position for Team UK, and not really a small one either. However, Jack does fall off and now is dropping all the way down into 8th place, which my small brain does not know what the positions need to be for that. But 2, 3, 4 still seems to be solid placements for Team UK. I do believe that is winning positions. But tiny brain don't know for sure. And if we take a look over at Awesome's screen, Awesome did not opt to back spam at all. And I mean, I don't know. I think that's not the most smart choice, but at the same time, there was a relatively big gap between Awesome's teammates and the other United Kingdom players, so might not have been too much he would have been able to do. But we do currently see the 2, 3, 4 finish for Team UK. Will Jack be able to make a move on to Shy here at the end? I'm going to say probably not, and no, he does not have enough time. But I do think that is a win for Team UK. So let's jam these scores in real quick. Okay, so there's a 1-point win for Team UK, actually. So not huge, reducing it down to 9 points for the halfway point. That is nice for them, not optimal, but at the very least, they're staying alive. They're keeping it in. As we move into the second half of this war with 2 Argentinian tracks, which will be Mystery Caves and Dingo Canyon. Now, I would normally mention this referring to lineups, and I am going to say I'm a little bit surprised that we are not seeing Revulo play. I do not know for sure what's going on with him, if he was not available. And we also do see a sub coming out. We are replacing Shy with Atomic Sun. So I will add that to our score sheet here. I'm gonna put this in and it's gonna change this flag because I don't know. I'm gonna be real, I don't actually know how to fix this. So I'm just leaving it. Imagine ever knowing how to fix these things. But again, next race is going to be Mystery Caves, Argentinian pick. Mystery Caves, in my opinion, definitely a strong war track, very balanced, very good track for various power items and different techs and things like that. There's a nice little spot that you can use Pulse Fit on the off-road, which will increase your speed a little bit if you can get it right. There's some decent spots to use Super Engine. There's different spots you can go wide to do some slowdown tech as well. A lot of various things you can do on the track while not being the most complicated track in the world. So here we go, getting into Mystery Caves. Will Great Britain and Ireland be able to minimize the damage that was done to them in the first half? Will they be able to catch up? Let's find out. So see pretty much everybody going fast here except for Fede. Fede actually decides to go wide for an item. Gets a Super Engine, which is not what he really wants. I'm not sure if Fede really knows how to do Super Engine Pulse, or if he just does not wish to do it on that section. But he is going to be able to get the squish down on Pizza. Also gets a nice gets a mask there, and now is all the way up into third place. It's fantastic for him. He's right behind his teammate Bangang, and Jordy is the one leading the pack at the moment. Meanwhile, on the UK side, again, we see Jordy out in front with Sparda in the 8th position and Jack in 3rd place at the moment. Jack getting comboed here by Awesome. Awesome now moving up to 3rd place. We do see a top 3 right now from Team Argentina. Team Argentina with a decent gap between 1, 2, and then 3. I lied, apparently. It's not a top 3 anymore. Jordy found his way past Awesome. I'm not sure if it was like that originally or if Awesome is just super laggy right now, but which way, we do see Jordy moving up into 3rd place. I do believe that the Princess Coco is Atomic San, since I did not see that character prior to this race. I'm just going to take that stab in the dark there. Jack, 7th place, just behind Awesome right now. Awesome trying to take down Jack, gets the rocket off, and takes down his teammate instead with the rocket, unfortunately. He does get the missile down onto Jack, but he tries to do a slowdown for a second one, does not get that to connect. Atomic Sun missing the mask onto Jack as well, but moving forward regardless into 7th position. Currently seeing Bangang still out in front with no blue shield. However, Fede Diaz chilling in 2nd place with a blue shield, with a decent gap between Fede and Jordy, who is now in 3rd place. I do see Jordy in 3rd place with Pizza in 4th place and Sparda in 5th, though. So not terrible positions, but still losing positions for them. So they really do want to try to find their way into that top 2 to see if they can minimize some of the damage dealt here. Otherwise, Argentina is going to be pulling away with yet another win and furthering their lead even more. But if you do take a look at the minimap, pretty much everybody except for Jordy and the rest of the top 3 are kind of packed together relatively tightly. So we do get to see a lot of action here as we see Awesome taking down Pizza for the 6th place spot. Sparda in 4th place with the blue shield and a blue shield stacked on him. Awesome getting the takedown on Jack with that long range juiced bomb. Now to move up into 5th position, Jack instead pulls a mask, takes down Atomic Sun with that mask to move up into 6th spot. Immediately gets fire back, and will he be able to make any moves here? Yeah, he's got kind of a gap between himself and Awesome, who is currently chaining masks and has a blue shield, so the chances of him being able to get taken down are low. Jordy decides to try to go for a stall tech to take down Awesome, but Awesome had a blue shield ready for him. Jordy ends up losing a position because of that, and Awesome ends up taking the 4th place. And that is just very unfortunate for Team UK, actually. Jordy trying to make that that sacrificial play there to see if he could make something work, but unfortunately for them, that's just an even bigger loss. Also, I know you're lurking, so I'm gonna say thank you, Revy, for fixing the flag. My tiny ass brain could not handle that in the moment. Fuck, did Fede finish 10th? Or not 10th, 1. Yeah, and as you can see, that is a decimating 13-point win for Argentina there. All of that work that Team UK did for the last 3 races beforehand to get caught back up, just down the drain immediately. As we are now moving into Dingo Canyon, race number 7. The solid 22-point lead over Team UK. And I mean, they're still playing relatively strongly. I mean, this is again, they're playing well enough to bring it back, but I'm just really concerned that they're not going to be able to do it. They do have 4 whole races to make that difference, but especially as much of a loss as that last one was, I'm not sure if this is an issue of item luck from Team Argentina or what. We can see a lot of them are playing relatively aggressively on both sides. Awesome going with a lot of turnaround to take down the UK players, and you know, this is definitely not eaten-less play here. They're definitely going full aggro here. I wonder if we're gonna see some gaming tech over here, but we see Awesome with a nice start there. And if we take a look over at Sparda's screen, Sparda ended up going wide and hits the item crate, grabs a mask. He's going to try to tear through everybody with Jack right now, who also rolled a mask, but didn't really take anybody out until he took down his own teammate along with Awesome. Overall, probably a net positive, as he's now moving up into, I don't know how he just got hit by a green beaker, but whatever. I'm not sure if I just straight up didn't see that. Unfortunately for Jack, now dropping all the way down from 2nd to 8th place because of that beaker. That is very painful for him. But we do see that Pizza has moved into 1st position. I'm not sure if Jack was trying to do super engine pull spin on the big drop down there. What was going on? Does he already have infinite reserves? Maybe he already has infinite reserves. So Awesome gets taken down, now into 7th place, holding a mask. Going to try to swing wide to take down Jordy here, I would assume. And if Jordy does get taken down, that is relatively painful for him. But Jordy actually doesn't get taken down. He pulls that shield out at the last moment. But Awesome in return just stalling with that missile, taking down Jordy with the missile there. And he's going to take down Jack. He decides to hang on to his missile, and the clock comes out. I did not see who pulled that clock, but we do see that Fede was not affected by it, and every other one of our POVs was affected by it. If you take a look at the minimap right now, Atomic San is way, way, way ahead of second place at the moment, which is something you see kind of often, in my opinion, on Dingo Canyon. You do see the first, maybe even second spot usually get these massive, massive breakaways over second place, or the places behind them, and there's just pretty much never a chance to come back. On the flip side, the track is relatively small, so it's just that the minimap looks extremely spread out, and it is very easy to make up that ground in actuality. But in the meantime, we do look over and see Awesome is just getting bullied here by Sparda. Sparda is moving up into 5th place, but ends up falling off in an attempt to, I believe, dodge that missile. Now gonna drop down into 8th place, but he is holding a mask. In the meantime, Atomic Sun has already finished the lap, actually did lap Sparda already. Will Sparda be able to make this move? But he's got his own teammate Jack that he's got to worry about not hitting. Looks like Jack gets the pass over Awesome there, and Awesome ends up getting taken down, and it looks like Jack got taken down as well, but he's gonna still get the 7th place spot here, it looks like. And that is a 2, 4, 5, 6 for Team UK, which I'm not exactly sure if that's a win or a loss. Apparently waiting for that screenshot to upload. Alright, so let's put these scores in, see what we got. Bang, end up getting the 7th place there. Fetty pulling it out with the what is that? That's a 3rd place. That's 6 points. You know what? I'm not gonna just name off what points they got. It's kind of small brain. Okay, so that is actually a 1-point win once again for Team UK. Again, not super useful, unfortunately. It's not really what you want to see. At this point in the match, there's only a few races left, and small 1-point wins are not going to be what you need in order to come back. They definitely do have their work cut out for them. However, this is a difference that you can come back from, because at most, if you get a top 4, you can take back 19 points. However, that does mean that even if Team UK pulls the top 4 right now, they're not even going to be in the lead. They're still going to be 2 points behind. So let's keep that in mind as we move into Tiny Temple with the next race. It also, I'm going to make this comment real quick, but I was going to say, seems like the swap for Atomic Sun for Shy seems to be a relatively solid one already, as Atomic has gotten a nice 6th place and then a win. But Shy also did get a win on race 2, so you never know for sure which is going to be the most beneficial pick there. Oh wait, I've got some Engot for it then, Dingo. Fucking all right, let me fix this. All right, Atomic Sun got the win. Bang, 4th. Dude, my fucking brain is so small. Okay, so that means Jordy gets 4 points, Sparda gets 3 points, Jack gets 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. Okay. There. All right, so that is an even worse loss than that goes from a win for Team UK to a loss for Team UK. But we're gonna move into race 8. Like I said, we're gonna cook it up with Tiny Temple. Just like, I'm talking about shit and I'm looking like, why haven't they started yet? And I look over at Discord, there's like 2 pings and like 90 fucking DMs right now. But anyway, like I said, moving into Tiny Temple now, these are back into UK and Ireland picks. They've only got 3 races now to make up 27 points. 27 points, of course, not being a small deficit, but not being an unwinnable deficit. Definitely has their work cut out for them. See any gaming tech here? It does not appear so. Sparda ends up going down for slowdown here. Only ends up getting a bomb, which isn't the most useful, but he does take down Atomixon with that bomb. In the meantime, we do see Awesome is out in front, does the flame switch as he goes over to the right side, but does end up getting taken down by Jack with the missile, I believe that was. And Jack now moving into first place as he gets taken down by Bangang instead. Bangang with the back bomb to attempt to hit Sparda, I think that was, and ends up hitting his own teammate. Now, Awesome is getting comboed all the way down into 7th, 8th place, unfortunately for him. While Bangang is holding it down in first place. Meanwhile, we can look at Sparda, who is in 2nd place at the moment with the juice bomb. He shoots it backwards. I'm not sure if he's really going to get anything out of it, but he does end up hitting this TNT. Does he have time to get it off? He does, but is he going to keep fire? And he does seem that he has enough reserves to be safe here. Kind of sketch at the moment, though. Looks like he's got it under control. So, still see Bang out in front. Bang does not seem to have a blue shield, so he's going to be back spamming. That was a dangerous back bomb, but it seems as though Bang actually did run into a green beaker and then nailed Sparda with that back bomb, unfortunately. Now, our top 2, neither of them have fire. You can see Jordy is coming through, tearing through with that blue shield. Meanwhile, Awesome also coming through. Jordy ends up taking down Bangang. And Awesome it's going to be a battle between Awesome and Jordy, as Awesome ends up running out of reserves, giving a chance for Jordy to actually break away a little bit here. So Jordy's got a nice little comfortable lead. Ends up, I think that was actually Awesome's trap crate that he just ran into. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. And he spends so much time with the rear cam trying to nail Sparda that he actually runs into the fire instead. So you can actually see right now a big, huge top 4 for Team UK. This is exactly what they needed. Unfortunately for Sparda, he is getting bullied right now, tries to go for the shortcut unnecessarily and falls off instead, so he's going to lose positions into 5th place. TastiestPizza getting passed up by Fede Diaz here, and Awesome taking down Sparda as he goes for the pass as well. So we do see... Wait, hang on. Let's take a look at Fede. Fede ended up hitting a red beaker, and he's going to get comboed by Pizza as he goes for the pass there. Sparda also getting kind of bullied here, so there goes Sparda's chance to get caught back up and possibly into the top spots. Unfortunately for him, Sparda's basically doomed at the moment. But we do see the 1-2-3 huge finish for Team UK, with Awesome finishing up in the 4th slot and Bang in 5th, and Fede in 6th with Atomixon right behind him. It is a fantastic win for Team UK. Definitely what they needed to get themselves back into this match. Still at a point deficit for them, but a lot more manageable than it was a few minutes ago. All right, so let's get these scores put in. Okay, yeah, and as you can see, that is a 16-point deficit now for Team UK. They brought it back. They're still behind by almost an entire race at the moment, but now they are within striking distance of coming back at the very least. This match just got that much more interesting, my guys. We are going to move into race number 9. Which is going to be Assembly Lane, if you were not aware. I wasn't aware because I wasn't looking. And that's because I'm not a good host, apparently. But here we go. Assembly Lane, going to be another one of UK/Ireland's picks. Will this be what they need to be able to make that comeback? Find out in the next 30 minutes after the game decides to finish loading. Let's toss on the music. I'll let you guys look at this nice blue loading screens. Again, if UK wants a chance to come back, they need to be basically taking 9 points on every single race here in order to make the comeback here. Actually, they can take a little bit less than 9 points, but I don't know if that's actually possible because I don't know shit about scores. But that being said, we're gonna go get started on Assembly Lane here. Who's gonna go for the fast start? Who's going to go for go wide for some items? We do see Sparda's gonna go a little bit wide. And I do want to point out something, even though this is probably like the most chaotic part of the race, but I do want to say, as far as hosting and stuff goes, you would imagine usually when you're playing as a host, you want to try to be the one to go tight and do backspam, because there's a lot of tracks where we're playing as host, getting that initial turn earlier than the other players lets you get the crate first and you can frame spam even better. So the fact that we mostly are seeing Sparda going wide for items instead on a lot of these races, I think is a large forfeit for them on the early back spam, unfortunately. But enough about that. Our first lap has pretty much concluded here, and we can see that Awesome has somewhat settled into first place. He's trying to dodge the missile. Does actually dodge it. I'm impressed. That was a sick little dodge. Lets Sparda end up getting the pass, unfortunately. Dodges that, or ends up taking down that Nitro with the blue shield there. Will he be able to outline Sparda? We can see he's gaining on him ever so slightly already. Instead, we also do see Fede is in third place at the moment with a juice bomb. Not much he can do with that juice bomb. He's probably going to just toss it away and get something more useful. But we do see an orb coming out, which is unjuiced. We actually see, we see both. Okay. We saw both first and second just kind of playing chicken with each other, trying to convince the orb to switch spots. And then Fede's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna, if neither of you guys want to try to eat this orb, I'm just gonna do it, and ends up tossing the bomb at Sparda while doing that pass there. Ends up securing the first place at the moment, and if you take a look at the mini-map right now, you do actually see Fede with a decent lead over his own teammate Bang, who is in second place, and Jack is the one in third place at the moment. You have Jack and then Sparda in third and fourth, and they have got their work cut out for them now to try to break this top two. Sparda holding on to a triple bomb, but not too much use that he can get out of this unless Jack is able to take down Bangang, in which case there's Jack with 2 bombs, and oh, that back missile from Bangang is going to cause disaster for Jack there. And Sparda ends up tossing away those bombs, knowing full well that the chance of catching up to Bangang has kind of dwindled because of that. And now Jack is just kind of struggling, unfortunately. Ends up hitting that red beaker. Sparda, getting a third place super engine. Kind of a nice roll, but unfortunately he's not going for the epic gamer tech here. And just see Fede and Bang are just kind of running away with this a little bit, because at this point it is just Bang is the big buffer right now that Sparda's gonna have to get through, and Sparda's lines do not really reflect the person that's going to be necessary to get this overtake, catch up to Bang. So this is kind of just like a conceded L right here for Team UK, it looks like, because if he does not make his moves on Bang, which at this point it's way too late in the race, they're going to have losing positions. You can take a look over at Fede. Fede right now is getting ready to lock in that first position. And Bang soon will be locking in the second place with another win for Team Argentina. And if I'm not mistaken, this win is large enough to be shutting out Team UK, actually. Because if it's more than a 3-point win, then that is the end of the war, essentially. Which I'm going to assume it is, because it wasn't top 2, bottom 2. Okay, let's get these scores put in and see where we're at. And as I put in Sparda's, where does that put them? A 27-point win. Holy shit, that was a way bigger win for Team Argentina than I thought it was. Yeah, that is huge. All right, yeah. At most, if Team UK ends up doing a top 4 here, the best that they can do is an 8-point loss, and that's with a top 4. Once again, the amount of points that the team finishes with does matter a ton, because this is the seeding phase. And in the seeding phase, it goes off of not only your wins and losses, but also your point differences and your head-to-head wins. So again, how big or small of a loss it is also relatively important. But we're going to go into our last track here. This is going to be an Argentinian pick of Nina's Nightmare. Personally, one of my favorite tracks. Love to see it. Get to see some epic gaming, possibly, at the start here. But Let's see how Team UK ends up playing it out, if they're able to kind of minimize this point difference, or if Team Argentina is going to lengthen the gap even more here. As you can see from the finishes from both matches that have played this week already, our other two matches have been pretty close actually, with only a 16-point difference between Poland and Colombia, and only a 4-point difference between Costa Rica and Chile. So both of those matches have been really close so far, which is kind of to be expected, as we are starting to get things kind of balanced out in the leaderboard, with getting teams that are similarly matched playing against each other. All right, so let's take a look here. Who's gonna go fast? Who's gonna zoom? Nobody. Oh wait, no, not nobody. Jack do be zooming. Does not really seem like he was zooming on the first set of grass, but on the second set of grass, he do be zooming. But ends up getting taken down by a green beaker. Meanwhile, Atomic Sun out here in the first place, and Bangang with the second place here. Jack throwing on the panic and green shield in an attempt to, you know, not get hit by Bangang's back spam. Unfortunately, getting a beaker, not the most useful thing here in the world. And I'm not really sure. I haven't looked at what the hell is going on Fede's screen. Fede's, how did he hit that STP there? He still ends up losing fire, but like, I want to run that one back. My guy missed that pad by like 10 feet and got fire from it. Okay, anyway, Atomic Sun still holding it down out in front. Jack currently in the second spot, with Sparda now in the third with a blue shield. Jack ends up running out of fire, unfortunately, kind of throwing away his chance of possibly catching up to Atomic Sun here, kind of passing the baton over to Sparda now, to see if he can catch up to Atomic Sun. I do believe if somebody is able to pull off the super fast pulsewood grass here, that is all the speed that you really need to be able to catch up here. But that is a very big ask from people, especially with all these items that are in play here. And we do get to see that Sparda is not quite making too much ground up on him, as a juiced orb is coming out. Sparda ends up dodging, and it appears that Atomic Sun did not get hit either. Pizza is getting lapped now, unfortunately. So that is not good for Pizza. Where is Pizza on the map? Is he like neck and neck with Sparda? Oh wait, no, he's neck and neck with Atomic Sun. And the clock comes down, hitting Atomic Sun. And Sparda dodges. Sparda ends up getting the bomb onto Atomic Sun in the lap 5. Now gets secure this first place position, pretty much guaranteed. This juiced orb, or this unjuiced orb, is not even going to hit him. Or maybe it will. I was expecting it wouldn't, but then he ends up losing fire. He is not going to lose first position over this orb, I would say, unless he's gonna get stuck in a really shitty spot in this hallway. No, he's going to secure that first place, but I do not think anybody's going to make any last second moves here. Fede with some juice bombs going to try to take down Jack. And wait, there was another orb that came through, and it hits Fede, but it does not make a difference. Fede ends up hitting that unjuiced back bomb. We just see back bombs on the last straight from pretty much everybody there. And there you go. There's the big finish there. But regardless of the point difference here, we do know that Team Argentina did win. So I'm gonna plug these scores in real quick, and we'll see how this works out. All right, there you go. 28 points difference there. That was actually a 1-point win for Argentina. So there we go. There we have it. That is the end of our Argentinian versus Great Britain and Ireland war. Kind of unfortunate loss for Great Britain and Ireland. Unfortunately, not getting Revilo in on this lineup definitely hurt them. I'm gonna pull out the analytical cap right here and make that comment. You know, again, I'm not entirely sure what was going on if Revy was not available to race, but I wish he was, because I feel like this would have been a much more interesting war. As it was already fairly close. But either which way, definitely strong showing from all 8 of the players, or 9 technically, since we did get to see a sub for Shy and Atomic-san. But definitely a strong showing for all 9 players that showed up today, and of course both teams that did play. They did their best to make it close. But that being said, that is going to be the end, and we're gonna kill stream here. Basically, well, I just saw like all the raids. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna be real. I did not have chat open at all. This is our closing commentary here, but this is the candid bullshit. Thank you guys for hanging out. This was extremely last minute. I did not have anybody ready. I just casted this shit on my own because I wasn't gonna try to grab anybody and pull anybody in. But again, this was fantastic showing for both Argentina and Team UK, and I'm happy that I was able to get at least 4 POVs for everybody as well. Thank you guys for your cooperation, especially with it all being last minute. I do appreciate that, and thank you for also catching the score mistake for Bang in that the Dingo Canyon race. But tomorrow we're gonna have a little bit more of a hectic day. We've got a bunch of matches being played. I'm not entirely sure which ones are all going to be casted. But I can tell you right now that there was an agreement that somebody was going to be casting both the Saudi Arabia and the France versus Mexico match. And by that I mean there's actually going to be 2 sets of streams for that. So if you guys are not aware, we do have a second account that will be streaming the France versus Mexico match. That will be on this channel here. Meanwhile, the Saudi Arabian versus Germany match will be played on this channel right then at the exact same time. So make sure to check that one out. Hopefully it runs smoothly, because I'm probably not even going to be around tomorrow. But once again, gonna finally wrap this stream up. Let me open the directory, I guess, as well. Who'll be streaming? Usually I try to... A lot of people usually try to raid the players of the races, but sometimes I try to find other communities that are doing like community streams, but it does not appear that is going on at the moment. So I'm not sure if Sparda is going to continue streaming, but I'm gonna at least just throw you at Sparda. So PRSSparda. And thank you guys for watching once again, and we will see you guys tomorrow.